My first foray into Bitcoin was music related because I was coming from a space before my Bitcoin journey where I was very much involved in the arts. And so like I was, I taught little kids how to break dance for like a decade. But also I sang in an a cappella group for 15 years. So like I'm coming from the space going, Bitcoin is taking up more and more of my brain space. I'm trying to figure out how in the hell am I going to even like, I need to be involved, but what do I even do? And so the very first thing that I thought was, okay, I know a lot of performers, a lot of musicians and stuff locally. So why don't I put on a little event, and the event is going to marry like getting together musical acts along with Bitcoin education. Funny enough, the guy who owns Bitcoin Well, his company at the time, they had an ATM at a coffee shop downtown. And that coffee shop also hosted musical acts sometimes. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see if we can rent out that venue. I got together my a cappella group, a bunch of other acoustic artists. We all did a show there. And the way it worked is when you bought a ticket for the show, you would be able to receive X amount of Bitcoin when you arrived at the venue with your ticket. And so we had on site a bunch of people that could educate people. Okay, get this wallet. We're going to send you some Bitcoin. And then throughout the venue, we had pictures of the artists on the wall overlaid with QR codes for their Bitcoin wallets. And this, keep in mind, this was 2015, I think. And so the way it worked is you get like $10 worth of Bitcoin when you walk through the door. And then if you liked a particular artist, you would tip them just with their overlaid QR code on the picture of the band that you liked. And then there was a Bitcoin ATM there, and you could go and you could buy more Bitcoin if you wanted to. And then in between the acts, I would get up and like explain a little something about Bitcoin. And then in the middle of the thing, we had like a little workshop where you could go to a table and like learn some more stuff. That was the first Bitcoin related thing like that I had tried to piece together. And funny thing, this was a year before the channel started. You know what we called the event was the Bitcoin Sessions, based on kind of like the AOL.
Yeah.
So the channel became BTC Sessions about a year later. But that was kind of like the start of the education piece of it, and then the foray into the creation of the channel. But it was all coming from my roots in the arts and in music, was kind of the starting building blocks of what this became. Today's Bullish Bit was brought to you by Bitcoin Well. I love how they make buying Bitcoin simple while keeping self-custody a priority. You can sign up today by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the show notes.